Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us. Today we're exploring something pretty unique, I think,
Yeah, definitely.
called Alliance magazine.
Okay.
And
I heard of this.
yeah, so it's this really cool collaboration between the Haitian Community Alliance, it was the HCA,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
so this magazine, it's like a direct line into the Haitian community right here in Springfield, Ohio.
Interesting.
We're talking personal stories. We've got like community updates, even recipes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All about keeping folks informed and connected.
It's really interesting. I think a lot of times, people outside of a specific community don't have that insight
Right.
into what's going on, what people are thinking about. So this is really cool to see.
Absolutely. And just like flipping through it here, like right off the bat, there's this thing called the Creole Connect Hotline,
Okay.
which is like a lifeline for people, who are dealing with language barriers.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Then there's this story about Marie. She's a Haitian immigrant who's like, seeking a new life here in America. And her story is,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And they've even got a whole section dedicated to like debunking common misconceptions
That's great.
about Haitians in Springfield.
Interesting.
10 fact checks, boom.
Wow. That's a lot to cover.
I know. But what's really catching my eye is the HCA itself.
Right.
They're not just putting out this magazine.
Right.
They're running all these programs to really like empower the community.
It's fantastic to see an organization actively working to make a difference.
Yeah. And get this. They're made up of over 50
Wow.
Haitian businesses, churches, organizations.
That's incredible. 50.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised too.
So how do they coordinate all those efforts?
Right. Well, they have this whole range of programs.
Okay.
Like we mentioned, the Creole Connect Hotline.
Yeah.
But also a safe driving program, mentorship for newcomers,
Oh, wow.
a business booth program for entrepreneurs.
It sounds like they have every aspect covered.
I know. It's pretty amazing.
So a safe driving program. Yeah.
I'm picturing a bunch of people in like tiny cars just learning the rules of the road.
I know, right? But seriously, though, it sounds like they're really committed to helping people integrate
Yeah.
and thrive.
I think that's so important,
For sure.
especially in a new place.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's about safety too.
Right.
I mean, making sure everyone understands the Ohio driving regulations.
Yeah,
That benefits everyone.
for sure.
And they're thinking digitally too, with this New Lincoln mobile app.
Right.
And they even have the H-Watch security network for neighborhoods with a lot of Haitian residents.
Wow. So they're really thinking about everything.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And wait, did I see something about a kids zone?
You did. The Springfield Kids Zone.
They really are covering all the bases.
It's all about youth engagement, sports, academic support, cultural activities.
Wow.
They even have their own radio show that's debuting on NDL Radio on November 2nd.
No way.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And what's truly inspiring is that all of these programs are volunteer run.
Oh, wow.
They're fueled by passion, a real desire to lift up the community.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a second.
Okay.
Let's talk about Marie's story.
I'd love to hear more.
Okay, so the magazine describes her as a recent widow facing, unimaginable hardship back in Haiti.
That's awful.
I know.
It's heartbreaking to think about what some people go through.
Absolutely. And, her story is a powerful example of the Haitian community's resilience.
Right.
She lost her husband, Gene, and he was actually a community leader.
Oh, wow.
But he was ambushed and killed because he was very outspoken about improving living conditions.
Wow. It takes real courage to speak out like that.
It really does.
Especially when facing such difficult circumstances.
Yeah, and so to protect her children,
Right.
10-year-old Luke and 7-year-old Sophie, she decides to seek a better life here in the U.S.
It's a classic immigrant story, but hearing it from her perspective makes it so much more real.
Absolutely. And what I think the magazine does so well is, they use Marie's story to show the human side of migration.
It's so easy to get caught up in the statistics and the politics of it all.
For sure.
But Marie's story reminds us that there are real people with real hopes and dreams behind those numbers.
Exactly. It's not just a headline.
Yeah.
It's someone's life.
Yeah.
And the magazine does such a great job of pulling you into Marie's world.
I can imagine.
They describe like her emotional farewell to her kids.
Oh, wow.
And the few things she brought with her: photos, a letter from her husband, even her old engineering designs.
Oh, wow.
It's like she's carrying pieces of her past, but also her hopes for the future.
It makes you think about the potential she brings.
Yes.
All the talent and expertise, but also, the hurdles she'll face getting her credentials recognized.
Absolutely.
It highlights the need for programs like that Haitian Business Boost to help people like Marie find their footing.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, the magazine, they cleverly leave us hanging.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
A cliffhanger.
Marie's journey is going to continue in future issues.
Oh, I see.
So what stands out to you so far?
Well, I admire her courage, but leaving her children behind?
Right.
That must have been just an agonizing decision.
That must have been so difficult.
It really makes you think about the impossible choices migrants often face.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so for now, let's tackle those fact checks.
Oh?
About Haitian immigrants in Springfield.
All right, let's debunk some myths.
Exactly. What caught your eye there?
Well, this section really just emphasizes, the importance of understanding versus just, making assumptions.
Nice.
They address 10 common misconceptions.
Yeah.
Everything from how people arrive here to their economic impact. One that really jumped out at me was about legal entry.
Okay.
The magazine highlights that a large number of Haitians actually immigrate through legal pathways.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's not what you usually hear.
Right.
It makes you realize how much misinformation is out there.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's a stark reminder of how easily stereotypes and misinformation can just take root.
For sure.
It makes you think about, how important it is to actually seek out accurate information.
Absolutely.
You can't just believe everything you hear.
Nope.
You have to do your research.
Okay, so we've got these fact checks.
Right.
We've got Marie's story.
Yeah?
The HCA's amazing work in the community.
It's fantastic.
I'm already feeling like I've learned so much.
I know, right?
And we haven't even gotten to the Griot recipe yet.
Oh, yeah. The food.
I know. But before we move on to that,
Sure.
were there any other fact checks that you found surprising or thought-provoking?
Well, one that really made me pause was about Haitian newcomers and their impact on the job market.
Okay.
The magazine points out that many of them primarily speak Haitian Creole or French,
Okay.
which can really limit their job options. This challenges the idea that they're, taking jobs away from local residents.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it gets to the heart of a lot of anxieties
Absolutely.
surrounding immigration.
Yeah, and it reminds us to look beyond, those simplistic narratives.
Yeah.
And consider the complexities.
Right. The reality is often much more nuanced
Exactly.
than we tend to assume.
Speaking of cultural connection, did you see that griot recipe?
I did. It looks amazing.
I know. I'm picturing myself trying that out.
Me too.
But first,
Okay.
let's get back to Marie's journey.
All right. What awaits her in America?
We'll find out in part 2 of our deep dive into Alliance magazine.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
Welcome back. After reading about the griot, I can't stop thinking about that recipe.
I know, right?
That spicy pickled vegetable relish they call pikliz.
Yes, the Pikliz.
It sounds amazing.
It does. Have you ever had Haitian food?
I haven't, but now I'm definitely intrigued. It's a great reminder that food is such a powerful way to experience another culture.
It really is. It's like a window into a whole different world.
Absolutely.
Okay, but before I make reservations or anything,
Right.
let's get back to Marie's story.
Okay.
We left off with her, making that difficult decision to leave her children behind.
Right.
And, boarding that bus to a new life.
Yeah, whole new world.
So this next part of her journey, the magazine, really focuses on her arrival in the United States.
Okay.
And the challenges she faces.
Right. I imagine it wasn't easy.
Not at all.
Mhm.
They describe the culture shock, the disorientation, the loneliness.
Yeah, starting over in a new country.
It's a lot.
It can be incredibly isolating.
Absolutely.
And
Or
overwhelming.
even simple things like buying groceries or asking for directions become huge obstacles.
It's true. Those everyday tasks can suddenly feel impossible.
But the magazine also highlights these moments of human connection
Okay.
that help her along the way.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, like when a kind stranger helps her find her way to the Haitian Community Center.
Oh, wow.
Or when she meets other Haitian immigrants who share their stories and offer support.
It's those little acts of kindness
Right.
that can really make a difference.
It makes you think about the importance of, welcoming communities
For sure.
and the impact we can have by just being kind.
Absolutely.
So what resonated with you about this part of her journey?
I was struck by her resourcefulness.
Yeah.
Despite the language barrier and, just being in a totally new place,
Right.
she finds ways to navigate her new environment.
It's really impressive.
It is.
Like the magazine describes how she uses her engineering skills
Oh, wow.
to fix a broken appliance for a neighbor.
Okay.
So she earns a few dollars and also builds a connection.
That's great. It shows her resilience
It does.
and her ability to adapt.
It also reminds us that immigrants bring valuable assets to their communities,
Absolutely.
often in ways we might not even realize.
It's so true.
But you know, Marie's story is far from over.
Right, of course.
The magazine hints at challenges ahead.
Oh,
I know, especially as she tries to find a job and reunite with her children.
yeah, those are big hurdles.
They are.
But it makes you root for her.
Definitely. It makes you wonder how it's all going to unfold.
I'm eager to see what happens.
Me too.
Yeah.
But before we dive back into that,
Okay.
I want to explore another inspiring initiative that's featured in the magazine.
Oh, all right. Which one?
The Springfield Kids Zone.
Yes. I was hoping we'd talk more about that.
What's so impressive about the Springfield Kids Zone,
Right.
or SKZ as they call it,
Yeah.
is their approach.
Okay.
They're not just offering a few after-school programs.
Right.
They're aiming to be a cradle-to-career initiative.
Wow, that's ambitious.
I know, and the magazine talks about how they're tackling childhood poverty, rising youth crime rates, the unique needs of immigrant families.
It's a huge undertaking.
It really is.
What impresses me is their understanding that these issues are interconnected.
Right.
They're not treating them in isolation.
It makes sense.
Like, they recognize that language barriers can affect a child's schoolwork,
Sure.
which can lead to other problems.
Absolutely.
So they offer language support and educational programs.
It's that holistic approach that makes them so effective. And we heard these inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a real difference.
It's been a journey.
What's your final takeaway?
I'm just struck by how everything is connected,
I agree.
from the Haitian Revolution to today.
It's all part of a larger story.
A story of resilience, community, and hope.
Alliance magazine has given us this incredible glimpse into a vibrant community,
It really has.
facing challenges and building a brighter future.
You know, I hope our listeners will be inspired
We too.
to learn more about the Haitian community in their own area.
And find ways to connect and contribute.
Exactly.
We encourage everyone to check out Alliance magazine and explore all the stories and insights it offers.
It's been a great deep dive.
It has. Thanks for joining us.